Today we are going to discuss about enhanced external counterpulsation and insurance. During my routine consultation, one of the most common questions put forward by the patient once they advise for EECP is, doctor, whether this treatment is covered under insurance. Well, even for me it's a very difficult question to answer, because I have seen in one side government of Tamil Nadu has kept EECP as a state program, and sometimes CGHS cover the patients on case to case basis, and many of the government schemes for pensioners and employees are all covering EECP. At the same time, the same insurance which cover the government employees when it is the government, in the private sector they still deny EECP. So it's quite surprising why for some patient they approve and some patient they don't approve. Then the question is, in what ground do these insurance deny the reimbursement of EECP for the patients? The first denial, how they deny is, they say that EECP is an experimental procedure. Well, it cannot be accepted, because for the past 10 to 15 years the EECP has expanded and it is already FDA approved for patient with heart disease, and also covered and recommended by the world leading authority in cardiology. For example, Cardiology Society of America, Cardiology Society of Europe, they all have recommended EECP as an option for a patient with coronary artery disease. In fact, even in India, as I said before, Tamil Nadu government has made a state policy that EECP will be covered for the below poverty patients and also for the above poverty patient, and also for government employees and pensioner. So there is a wide variety of so many insurance is already covering, and recently the Cardiology Textbook of India and Cardiology Society of India both have recommended EECP, and they also published a review article. The recent 2020 Cardiology Textbook carries an EECP article, a separate chapter for EECP. So in spite of all this, if an insurance come back and say it's experimental, it's so ridiculous and it is absolutely wrong, and this will not hold any ground if legally or if it goes to the court of law. And the second way the insurance reject the claim for EECP is, they come up with a very ridiculous way. They created something called a permanent exclusion criteria, and they have included EECP in the permanent exclusion criteria. It's very laudable, because the reason is medicine or cardiology is ever changing. There is a gradual shift and there are a lot of changes based upon the recommendation and available data. So the treatment which is very primitive will become a major treatment for a particular disease. So it's all ever changing. There is not like a criteria this will stay forever. In this way, if someone says there is a permanent exclusion criteria, it's absolutely wrong, and I think they are following something called a primitive procedure. So this exclusion criteria also cannot hold any ground legally or in the court of law. In spite of that, I don't know why the insurance company still hold this. The third ground how the insurance deny the claim is, they created something called a protocol. So EECP would be covered if a patient is admitted 24 hours prior in a hospital, and then they would go for a EECP, it is covered. Well, as a physician, if I don't feel that the hospitalization is required for a patient, why should I unnecessarily hospitalize a patient? And it is like we have to lie to the patient just because of insurance asked us to do so, either to make him admit in the hospital saying he is sick, or I have to tell him just for insurance purpose. So it doesn't make sense. EECP is a daycare procedure or outpatient procedure. It does not require any admission. So we don't have to admit a patient based on the insurance requirement. In fact, as a physician, I feel it is a physician has to decide how the treatment has to be provided, and the insurance should be able to change the protocol according to the need of a physician. It cannot be the other way around, that the insurance create a protocol and we try to fix into the insurance by changing our management mode and how we treat the patient. So this also would not hold ground. If you say patient is a daycare procedure, it should be a daycare procedure. They don't need an admission. So this also would not hold ground. So based on all these things, I feel, as a patient, before undergoing EECP or when they speak to their insurance, they should understand They are taking insurance to cover the disease, not for any specific procedure. It is like saying I want to get insurance for laparoscopy, or I want to get insurance for stenting or bypass. No patients would ask for it. They would say they need an insurance to cover them when they need treatment for a particular disease. It can be a heart disease, or could be a lung disease, or liver disease. So there is no specific way the patient should be able to know what treatment. It is an insurance responsibility to include the treatment into their list of treatment available for the patient. If the treatment is approved, recommended by Cardiology Society of India, recommended by European Society of Cardiology, recommended by the American Society of Cardiology, and all the test book is already covering a chapter in EECP, it is ridiculous for the insurance why they would not include EECP into the list of treatment covered by the insurance. And as I said before, sometimes patients do get reimbursed based on I don't know what is the factor, but some of them get insurance and some of them don't get the insurance. I strongly feel the people who got the insurance is based upon the social and economical status, definitely not based on the disease condition. So if you are well connected, know the insurance, know how to proceed the claim, then they get the insurance claim done, and some of them don't do it. Well, I mean, it can continue for a long, no, it cannot continue for a long. The main reason is this is against the article of Constitution 12 of India. If one patient is getting a treatment reimbursed, another patient is not getting the treatment reimbursed, then there is no equality. Then it is directly against violation of Article 14. So I think patients should know about why their insurance doesn't reimburse EECP, and they should talk to their insurance. I think if the patients start talking to their insurance, definitely EECP would be covered by the insurance companies, whether it is a national insurance or the private sector. Thank you.